mastered, you can start going out on real life hunts as a real live hunter of camera. Exciting!
Hello. Hey.
What?
I said hello. I'm saying hello to my chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry I didn't make that clear. Yeah. So I'm here with my good friend Diana again for the second time this evening. We're playing Monster Hunter. Diana has a bit of a head start on me because technical difficulties. I'm incompetent. NBD.
You are not incompetent.
The usual. No, it's it's oh, cutscene. So you've already watched all this stuff on your end, right?
Yeah, I'm about to talk to Master Hojo.
He's the guy with the big frog, right?
Yes.
Cool.
He's the guy with the baby Tetsukabra.
Puppy. So for those curious, I have Diana and I spent some time getting stuff set up yesterday. Good thing that we did, otherwise the delay would have been much longer. We also made our characters.
Like we've been caught in the act, Minoto. Quite disappointing,
So
Noah.
you're not going to get to see us mess about with all the sliders.
Anyone could have noticed us. It was a perfect display of stealth. That's why we expect great things of you. You're always razor sharp.
Well then, I guess we still have a lot of training left to do.
What? You don't want us sneaking in? Oh, come on. This is Kimura. We're all practically family here.
Besides, Elder Fugen is looking for you.
So go get ready. Can't keep him waiting. Shall we go?
Alright, I'll walk over here. I haven't played this game in too long. I forgot how lovely the music was.
It's just a really beautiful game, isn't it? I've just been admiring the opening. I was playing a bit of World earlier today, and honestly, I think although I love the HD graphics of that game, I think the visual style of this game, the simpler shapes, it suits the tone, the theme of Monster Hunter a lot more.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Also, the monster designs are a lot more varied and unique in this game than they were in World.
Yeah. I mean, the problem I have with... Oh, look, it's me and dog. I like the realism of World. I always find the Monster Hunter games terribly immersive. Just drop my living control. Because it feels like, you know, monsters are actual living creatures and occupy a proper role in the ecosystem. But World was a lot more sort of serious in its visual design. Not necessarily tonally, because, you know, it still had cats. But in its visual theming, it was a lot more sort of po-faced.
But it came close to wiping out our village last time.
I also love how aggressively Japanese the game is.
Yeah.
Like, they toned down some of the Japanese elements in World to appeal to more Western audiences. And then in this game, they're just like, okay, screw it. We're doing, is it Sumi Air ink wash painting for all of the monsters?
I don't recall. I
Something
think
like
that might be the term, but I'm blanking on it really bad right now.
Now that's what I like to hear.
Neapolitan and ice cream. I tried to pattern them, both my buddies, after trans pride flags.
Rampage
But
on
like
all sides.
with spots instead of stripes.
I made both of mine calico. What did you name your pets? Oh no, I suppose I'll see soon enough.
Yeah, you'll see. I named them after a couple of gals I know. Couple of cutie butts.
All you need to do is register with the guild.
But first,
Speak to Master Hojo.
let's start there.
I'm just going to
Now
speed
this-
through all the tutorial stuff. I'm sure nobody watching cares about this stuff. Right? You're here to see us fight monsters.
Next,
Oh. There we go.
So, as some of the viewers may know, Diana and I are both big fans of the Monster Hunter franchise, and we've played together since 4 Ultimate.
Yeah, I started with 3 Ultimate, but you started with 4 Ultimate, and I was there, helping you the whole time.
Now, I'm wondering, do we stick with our main weapons, or do we feel like, since we're starting out a new game, we're starting out this adventure together, should we try something new?
That's a good point, actually.
last but not least,
Tea shop. Oh, like I say, I was playing World earlier, and one thing I do miss, I much prefer the wire bug to the clutch claw. Like, in terms of mobility, just being able to
Yes.
zip around and swing like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You'll never
So
taste
good.
anything yummier in your life, and they'll get your juices flowing for a hunt.
sure.
I was also playing Bloodborne earlier, so I'm just thinking, a hunter must hunt. I actually managed to. No, never mind. Nobody really cares about Bloodborne.
I mean, I care enough to have watched some full Let's Plays on it.
What do you think?
Okay, so what weapon are you going to go for? Shall we?
I didn't think about what I was going to name my Kahoot. Shoot.
Oh, we can name our owls. How get owl?
Just keep going through.
Uh,
It will give you your Kahoot soon.
In my personal playthrough, I named it Ida after the owl lady from the Owl House.
Oh,
Nice.
I could call this one Loose.
pardon me.
So here's a fun fact for you. You probably know this already. Some of the viewers might not. You notice that the swords that are on display behind the quest desk, they're sitting with their edges pointing up. And there are sort of two, well, to really oversimplifying it, there are sort of two eras of Japanese sword making. In the earlier era, you would wear the sword with the blade, with the edge down, and in the later era, so a katana, you would wear with the edge pointing up. And this was also to do with like where the smiths placed their marks. So if you see a sword with an edge upwards, it's a katana, and if it has its edge downwards, it predates a katana. I don't remember what the earlier kinds are called.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, Japanese sword making is super interesting.
I should probably check. Can all my viewers hear Buck? It's not
Testing.
just me talking to myself.
Talk to Master Utsushi.
Hey! Sup, Ace? Yeah! Sure thing.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
okay. Got the camera
Thank
now.
you for that, Sammy.
Camera. Did you see that thing, the post that went out, like, while, back when Rise was still, oh, I got it, knew that Master Utsushi, the way he gesticulates is the same as Troy Bolton in Bet On It from High School Musical 2.
I did not.
There's a great short comparison. I'll send it to you after the stream, if I remember.
Okay.
Right. Talk to Hinoa, the quest maiden. I think we're almost ready to start our first quest.
Hey, listen.
Oh yeah, you can ride dogs.
Excuse me.
Hello, Hinoa.
It's a good day for a hunt.
Already completed your hunter registration. Great.
Uh-huh.
I retrieved your Kahoot from Elder Fugen earlier.
You've almost got up with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
What call bird? What call bird? I think my my chat is actually really far behind.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, my bitrate was really low at the beginning, so I think I've desynced rather badly. Okay, I'm just gonna call my Kahoot loose for now. Loose. There we go.
Sure.
It hit that far behind? Okay. It's not too far behind. It's a little bit far behind. It's not too bad though. It's probably fine. Now that you're
Oh,
a
wait,
hunter,
there's an accept all button. That's
now that you're a hunter, pollen carried by spiribirds will enhance your petalace. Okay. Oh, I think Minoto. Senri. Cool. Oh, wow. I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on, apparently. Okay, so we've now got to actually open up outside Hunter's Web. Camera will be online. Okay. So we need to talk. One of us needs to. You're probably further ahead than me. So why don't you go ahead and set up the room?
all right.
Okay. I don't care.
1 second.
Add-on content. No. Checking out. Oh, so many event quests. So many event quests.
Yes. Yeah. There. That was just posted earlier in a server that Buck and I are in, Sammy, is that they're going to be doing an Amaterasu outfit for your buddy.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly switch screen while I connect so that I don't accidentally dox all of my other online friends.
Yeah, I'm also going to switch to my talking screen.
Okay.
Create a lobby. Passcode. Sure. I'm going to set the passcode as the thing I always set the passcode as.
Okay, I'm
And
just
for
going
any,
to message you on Discord so I remember what that is. Because it's been a while since we played.
I posted it in. Okay, fine. I'll.
If you already posted it.
Well, no, I posted it months and months back. So I'll just.
Just send it to me again.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Right. Joining the lobby. And...
And we still need to decide what we're going to do about weapons.
Yeah, I mean we could just both be longswords, as we've got that equipped. Okay, so 14 weapon types. Of them, how are we gonna do this? I guess we could roll dice. Okay. Oh, here's an idea. Let's each rank the weapons from favorite to least favorite until we get to one that we agree on. No, wait, that doesn't make sense.
Let's.
So I like greatsword, longsword, gun lance, hunting horn, switch axe, charge blade, and bow.
I like sword and shield, dual blades, hunting horn, charge blade, and HBG.
Okay. So neither of us particularly likes lance, hammer, or LBG, right?
Or insect glaive.
Or insect glaive. Okay. So there's 4 options. Of those 4, which one would you like the most? And then I'll pick from the remaining 3.
I guess IG.
Okay. I'll use hammer. You can use insect glaive. And then if we feel that we really, really hate this, we'll swap. We'll swap. Where's the quest board?
You go and talk to Minato, or go to the right of Minato.
Aha. Oh, it can't be. I must first talk to the hub maiden. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Thank you. Quest gate. Okay. 1-star quests. Okay. And we can just leave that and accept the quest that Diana has already posted. Wait.
I have not posted a quest. I'm still talking to Minato.
Oh, I thought the flag meant that you'd post a quest, but no, that just means you're the host. Your dog is very
You
colorful.
goofus. Yeah, like I said, I colored both of my starting buddies after trans pride flags.
I just made them kind of match. I got a calico cat and like a basset hound doggy.
Alright, what should we start with?
Why don't we just start like at the top?
Sup, babe?
Alright.
Stay out of trouble.
Thank you, shady monster. Okay, starting with something interesting. Oh, wait, we need to eat dango. Have you ever had dango?
Not in real life, no.
Ooh, so many options. Let's make moneymaker, polisher, best nut.
Rosie.
Honestly, the food in Monster Hunter just looks so amazing.
Yeah, let's go with for sure.
Imagine trying to fit all 3 of those dango in your mouth at once.
Huh, even with the audio set to English, it's got the Japanese dango song.
Yeah. Because writing a different song would be quite difficult.
I guess.
Right. Ready. Dog do a big stretch.
Hello, Nikki.
Right. Let's bounce. Creepy old lady is talking in variable caps. Say there, hunter. Ever seen a monster that hops on one leg?
These halls of worship, once so bustling, now home to monsters, stalking and rustling.
I do not like the English dubs of the
poems?
little introduction to an area cutscenes.
Ride like the wind.
Yes, I know how.
I wish there was an option like "This ain't my first rodeo," where you could say like skip. Actually, there probably is. Hang on. Options. Game settings. Tutorial window. Hide. There we go.
Options, game settings. Where is? Oh, very first thing. Don't display tutorial windows. Also, the main reason I'm still using English audio when I normally play with Hunter language audio is because Christina V is the voice I picked, and she is one of my favorite voice actresses.
You wouldn't be alone there. I know that Christina V is a very popular VA.
Yeah.
I just couldn't be bothered to change it. It was set in English as default. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Right,
Yeah,
it's not
fair.
this one. This one's an Altios.
Yay, teddy bear. Those who've
More-
seen my story streams know that I love Arzuros.
Oops,
I was very excited when I found one and got its egg.
here it is. Yup.
Ha!
These are the hunting basics.
There we go.
Look out! It's angry!
It genuinely doesn't feel like the hammer has a particularly varied moveset. I mean, it feels very impactful, but
It's got its eyes on you.
Ack, I keep walking into the fire.
that's usually a bad plan. Try not doing that.
I'm trying to...
Their feet is their weapon.
I should probably also work out what my wirebug skills are. That's the thing in this game.
Love you, buddy. Don't worry, I'm here for you. Careful.
There we go. Got all three colors.
Well, this is bad. This is the end of the line for you.
Oh no. Okay, I actually need to heal up now.
You'll be fine. Keep going.
I like those big numbers, honestly. Just like whenever I hit it and like 36 comes out, I'm like, oh, nice.
Get after it.
Meanwhile, I'm only here, or I'm only doing single-digit attacks over here.
Where dog? Chip. Come on here, Chip.
Let's go.
Right. I'll follow your lead. Oh yeah, you can Tokyo Drift on the dogs, can't you? Was that meant to be running in the 90s?
Yes.
Yep. Good tune.
Act. Friggin'.
Monster's looking at you.
Wow, your character is sassy.
I picked the character, like the voice that sounded the most like my voice, because it was a choice between like a really posh sounding "What ho? Time for a spot of hunting," and this boy who is like the softest. But
He just said something very snarky at me, and I've already forgotten what.
well, just know that it wasn't me.
Right. No, Bug friend. Controlling bug friend is difficult.
Have you ever played Devil May Cry 5?
I have not. I've only played the first 3 and only half of number 3.
Man, the second half of number 3 is so good. But in Devil May Cry 5, one of the characters you probably know about V, right? Like
I know about V.
he doesn't do any of the fighting himself, and his control scheme is just so baffling to get your head around. And that's kind of what it's like to play Insect Glaive.
Yeah, that scans.
Hoop. Okay.
Bug friend, why are you not?
Maybe it's out of stamina. Maybe it needs
No,
some more
I've-
positive affirmation. There's a hammer icon on my
There we
UI,
go.
which is blue. I don't know what that means.
That's to do with the charge. If Toga were still here and not at work, he'd be able to explain it, but he's at work.
Oh no, my hammer's not sharp anymore. Oh no. I need to sharpen my hammer, because it's blunt.
Bad. So I'm wearing the, I'm obviously wearing the writer set that you get for having
Yeah.
saves across the games, and I like how they rendered the
Wait. Where are we? Oh,
the kinship stone. Right, the ivy is over here.
yeah. It's so weird coming back to the early game, like after you've unlocked all the shortcuts.
Right?
Like, oh yeah, I'll just take the Great Wire Bug up here. And it's like, nope, you haven't got one yet. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Buck and I were both well into high rank a little bit. Well, not really well into. We had both made it a ways into high rank. We hadn't encountered the end game bosses though.
No, but apparently,
Still
like,
have had those spoiled for me.
I still have managed to avoid everything but the vaguest spoilers. But like, apparently we've got something really special coming.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it. Friggin'
Oh no.
friggin'
Oh, I'm spinning. How did I do that?
maybe we should take some time in the training room as
Yeah,
soon
maybe-
as we're done.
Or maybe we should also like read the tutorials. Okay, it turns blue when I charge up a thing. And then I can unleash the charge to spin to win. Okay. Oh, probably shouldn't try trying out a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle. You were just asking for your gun to jam on you.
Of course, you would.
Of course I would. You know me. Just wire bugged right into the. Wait.
Why did I have a bit of a British accent when saying "show them what hunters are made of" just now?
Show them what hunters are made of. What? Mm.
Yeah, it sounded like she was trying to do a bit of a British accent, which is weird, especially considering Christina V.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't. It's probably super annoying for an American hearing people who aren't American. Oh no! I fainted. I fainted. Don't kill too much monster without me. Like, as a British person, you know that, like, the American film and television industry is just so much bigger than the British film and television. So, like, a lot of the stuff that we watch over here is US stuff. And, yeah, it's kind of annoying just hearing nothing but American accents all the time. But what's even more annoying is when Americans try and put on British accents. Because unless they've had a really good dialect coach, it doesn't work well.
Right.
I'm just trying to think about what the fastest way back into the action is.
Straight up through the old temple down there.
Hang on. Forgot about the shortcut. Nope. Nope. Crouch. Crouch. Through the mountain.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be collecting some spirit birds. Or spirit birds, rather. No tea.
But I like tea.
I was about to say, because they're not British.
Although, to be fair, it's actually pronounced British without any T, so...
I really should have seen that coming back on me.
Yup. Where you at, Chip? Let's go, buddy.
Oh, I just remembered something. This is apropos of nothing, but
Okay.
I remembered something that happened a few years back that I thought you would find amusing.
Uh-huh.
So, back when Diamond is Unbreakable, JoJo Part 4 was on the air as an anime.
Yeah.
I was watching it in the living room, and I got to the ending, I Want You by Savage Garden, and I was right about to ask my mom, who was there, if she recognized the ending, because, you know, all of the JoJo endings are existing songs. And before I can even open my freaking mouth, she starts singing along with it. Because it turns out it was popular when she was in high school.
So I'm going to be honest. A lot of my current musical taste is entirely thanks to JoJo. And I hadn't heard of Savage Garden until I was reading Part 6. So yeah.
I just thought that would be amusing to you. Just about to ask, hey, you know the song? And then, oh, I don't need to ask. Come on, Buggo. There we go.
Why'd you name your character Tsukuyomi?
So I explained this while your stream was down.
Yeah.
Because Diana is also the name of the goddess of the moon,
Right.
I decided it would be thematically appropriate to name my character in this heavily Japanese game after the Japanese gender non-conforming deity of the moon.
Makes sense.
Oh. Map.
Oh no, he spun to win.
Oh.
Where'd he go?
Get away!
I didn't name myself Jackson.
Grammy,
'cause that's my name.
come here, Popper.
Bork, bork. Come on, Chip. So I guess I can't see your dog's name. What's your dog's name?
Crimson, after a cute girl that I know, who is also a doggo.
Aww. I named my dog Chip and my cat Kipper.
Those are very British pet names.
You have Chips in the US. You should call them something different. I suppose you don't have Kipper and Chips. So. Originally, I was going to name the dog Kipper after an old British children's book. But then I was like, actually, it kind of makes more sense if the cat's named after the fish. So the dog's named Chip.
Son of... I haven't been looking much at chat, but I just saw that Nikki mentioned that her cat in World was named after an old pet of hers.
Aww.
That's what I did with my buddies here in Rise on my main character.
I'm just terrible at naming things. I don't remember what my buddies are named. I know about whetstones, thank you, Mr. Utsushi.
I did not mean to try to summon my pet for riding. Like, I know I'm wearing the rider outfit and Palamutes are rideable in stories too now, but that's not what I was trying to do there, game.
Are Palamutes monsters?
What?
Are Palamutes monsters? Like
You
feline
can find
sort of.
their... You can find Palamute eggs, but I don't think you
I'm
would
sorry.
find them.
Dog eggs? What?
Yeah, like on the HAL Laboratory logo.
The HAL Laboratory logo is a man with a beard.
See, I always interpreted it as a dog in a nest, or like a bed of hay, with 3 white furred pups suckling.
No, it's a bald man with a big nose and a beard, and he's named Hal. That's canon. Okay, after this quest, I'm gonna actually look at the controls for the hammer. Oh no, I'm taking a lot of big hits this time.
Hey, several of these voice lines from Miss B seem to be kind of Britishy, kind of maybe a little Gaelic-y.
Oh, look who it is.
It's my boy.
Do you want to, or shall I? Oh, you've already got up.
Yeah. Kinship attack.
Is that a Stories 2 reference I don't get?
Yeah, kinships are the finishers. They're long cutscenes that are unique to each monster.
I'm just gonna sit back and watch. Where are the gestures?
Arzuros' kinship finisher is really cute.
Is it like
It
a big hug?
swipes okay, but the actual kinship I meant, its kinship attack is it scoops a fish out of a river and leaps into the air and there's a second one suddenly, and you and it both grab them in your mouths before slashing at the monsters that you're fighting.
So you grab a snack before you...
Yes. It's silly and adorable, and I love it.
Licorice is like your favorite monster, isn't it?
One of them.
Mr. Monster, meet Mr. Weapon.
The thing is, because Licorice has like those weird plates, like bony plates on its back,
Yeah.
it seems like it would be a lot less cuddly than an actual bear. Although,
I know.
admittedly,
Bears aren't super cuddly.
I mean, they're fluffy.
Yes,
I
they're
wouldn't
fluffy.
want to cuddle one because, but like they have no business being so adorable.
They're like dogs. If we like,
They're like danger
if
dogs.
dogs were really cars, bears would be tanks.
I'm gonna eat a ration. No! Alright, I'm just gonna quickly sharpen my hammer again.
You can do it that while you're on your dog's back.
Wait, what?
Sharpen this thing.
come
Yeah,
here,
you
Chip.
can sharpen while you're on dog back, and it'll let you keep moving.
What?
Yeah, it's super convenient.
Well. Alright. There he is.
It's that boy. So he's not a frog. I should save the.
Hello, boy. Welcome. Are you aware of that meme?
No, I'm not.
Man, you're missing out. I'll send you some stuff after this. Basically, it's just like a woman taking a video of her cat and just singing, "Here Comes the Boy."
That sounds super cute.
It's really cute. And then people decided to add piano accompaniment, and then like extra vocals and harmonies, and then violins and flutes, and it's like orchestral "Here Comes the Boy" now.
That sounds super precious.
I might unequip these chain attacks from my dog, because if I'm going to be getting right in the way, I can't be having them flailing about, you know?
Yeah.
Interrupting my long wind-up attacks. Oh, are you back for round 2, buddy? I think you might be back with a vengeance.
Come on, let me get white.
Oh no.
Oh, just ran right through. Let me get the wings. There we go.
Oh, we breaking wings.
Oh no, I was trying to get white extract. Looks like we got a wing.
Mr. Monster, meet Mr. Weapon.
I'm glad the wire bugs actually give you like jumping attacks in this game.
Yeah. Map.
This thing has really
Airbag
solid
plus one.
legs. Oh no! Twice!
Oh no!
Maybe I'm bad at this game.
I mean, we're starting out with the bare basic gear in multiplayer. with just 2 people.
I mean,
I'd like to win.
twice as many people as you normally have, to be fair.
Good as new.
Yeah, but normally you have monsters that are, meant to be soloed.
Can't have that much health left, can it? Thanks for the assist.
I was gonna say the same to you. I was gonna...
That's one for the history books.
Okay, yeah. She's definitely trying to do a British accent. It just doesn't always come across.
Maybe I'd be able to hear it better if I turned up the game audio, but then I wouldn't be able to hear your lovely voice so much.
First off, no bully. You get onto me when I bully. Second, yeah, I've got my game audio turned down a bit so that I can hear you. Map.
Maybe I'm just getting too ambitious, because like I was just earlier today fighting, well, Bloody Crow of Canehurst and Abriates, Daughter of the Cosmos, but in Monster Hunter I was fighting things in the world, and yeah, obviously I've got all my late game, not in game, late game gear in Zelda Wild Adult.
Right.
But yeah. Just gonna keep chugging potions.
I'll try to be more attentive and help.
I mean, we're both... Are they meant to deal more damage in multiplayer quests? Or do they just have
Yes.
more health?
I think they deal more damage.
I guess it would make sense, because if they're attacking a single target, their focus will be divided between the number of players and dogs.
Friggin'. There we go.
Right, it's got a little blue icon next to it on the top thingy. Does that mean it's nearly dead?
That means it can be trapped.
Okay, so that means it's
And
nearly
yes, that means it's nearly dead.
dead. 1, 2,
Somehow
3,
managed
4,
to-
5, 6. Road runner, road runner.
I don't get this reference.
It's a song. It's called Road Runner. And because like he was running like Road Runner.
Ah,
Coincidentally, my favorite Looney Tunes character.
see, I always liked Wile E. Coyote. I thought it was interesting watching an intelligent character try to overcomplicate a solution to an obvious problem.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, there are rules of conduct. I mean, not rules for the coyote, but rules for the writers. Do you know about this?
I did not.
Like I don't know if it's like official, but the Roadrunner, it must stay on the road, otherwise it would logically not be a Roadrunner. The Roadrunner is not allowed to directly harm the coyote except by going meep meep. The coyote's downfall has to come from either the quality of the products he orders or his own ineptitude.
Right.
So basically, like, everything that happens is the coyote does to himself, and it's also described as sort of like an unhealthy obsession because the coyote could stop at any time he wanted, but you know. So yeah, there are rules for coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
That's really interesting, actually.
I don't know how closely they follow them, but I also don't know how.
Right as I finish sharpening. Oh jeez, I nearly cost us this quest.
Well,
Looks like it's gonna hurt.
no, 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 no. Oh, my hammer's too blunt. I'm amazed that didn't hit me.
Yeah, sometimes the hitboxes work out in your favor.
Sometimes it do be like that. Need to eat a ration.
Thank you, Jackson character.
What did he say this
Look
time?
out for the monster. Oh shoot, I was hitting you, sorry.
It's all good. No. It's not good when a monster hits me though. Taking a
Now
quick,
it's flaw.
quick hydrate break. Maybe if you're going to be using the insect glaive, I might try the light bowgun.
Okay. That
This-
could be a fun combo.
Yeah.
Aw, what's the matter?
Oh, what's the matter?
Ah! No, my teddy bear is after me!
If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. Wait, is it flying? Or is it
Yeah, it's flying.
Now's my chance.
Okay.
But
You can,
I'm going a longer route than
yeah,
would be smart.
you can see the on the mini map. Oh, I found a boulder.
Yeah, you can
lizard.
see on the mini map where it's headed.
Yeah.
And I decided instead to just follow it instead of doing the smart thing and trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's our first quest. We're still new.
I'm gonna get you.
Nope. Put weapon away before trying to vault over the mountain. Hang on, I'll be there in
Ooh.
a sec. Here I come. Here I come. Did I make a dramatic entrance? Did you appreciate it?
I could not see.
Lame. I'll go back and try it again.
Oh, the Herbus. I placed a blast toad and got knocked back into its range.
Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Uh,
No. No, bad fire, bad fire.
imagine if you could tame fire the same way you tame. Well, I suppose you do tame fire the same way you tame a dog, just by spraying it with water when it does something bad. Don't you?
That's my buddy.
Let's Beyblade.
What? Neither of us are playing dual blades, though.
Well, let's
You can't
Beyhammer
blade-
then.
That's my ace.
Send like.
Quest complete.
I like you.
Yeah.
Tsukuyomi liked you. Give me that. Great Rogi.
Needing this.
Alright, let's see what we have here.
Squelch. Squelch.
Daddy needs a new pair of boots. Carve, carve, carve.
Sammy, no backseating. Even though I'm too focused on the game itself to really pay attention to chat.
Mine now.
All right, you guys are in.
Nothing to it.
You girls are in a voice chat like you always are when you watch my streams.
Man, maybe I should join your chat. Sounds like everything's happening over there. No offense to anybody in my chat, of course. I love you all. Lurking is welcome. Don't feel you need to say anything. Have you been drinking enough today, Diana?
I'm not. Especially considering what happened to me like an hour before we went live.
Oh.
I was. Actually, no, it was 2 hours. I was eating Pop-Tarts because I hadn't fully woken up yet. And something tickled the back of my throat and caused me to cough, and a chunk of Pop-Tart went up my nose.
Ouch. Gross. Yuck.
So yeah, I was tasting chocolate a little bit after I finished my Pop-Tart. Ugh. And boy, did that make me start coughing up a storm.
Make sure to check the
Well.
care of yourself.
Make sure.
Hey, that's nice.
I'm sorry?
I was trying to say Utsushi, but I tripped over my tongue.
I'm not sure you managed to say anything.
These are the available quests.
I can't honestly disagree with you.
Alright. Number 2. Kulu Yaku. I want to see if I can upgrade my armor.
How's it going? See you again soon.
No, I don't want to just talk to you. Right, so we've got the Kamura set. Oh, the Acnosom. We could make the Acnosom greaves or braces, but not both. Fire attack, fire attack. What about hammer? Oh, actually, no. I'm going to look at light bow guns.
Of course, the Acnosom pieces that I can make are the same ones that you can make.
Yeah,
And
because we've
thus
got the
not
same
ones.
rewards.
Just tell me what you need.
I thought that Sammy, I will bang you if you don't take that back.
What's she saying?
She said, "Ew, Pop-Tarts."
It's all subjective. How do I change my layered armor? What do I
Well,
do
first, collect layered armor.
that? I have layered armor because I got the pre-order bonus.
Have you talked to the male cat?
Yeah.
It should be there should be an option that says layered armor settings down at the bottom of the item box.
Huh.
Are you sure you collected the bits from
I should have done.
Senri?
I think I did. Let's see. Senri the 8th. Add-on content. Checking add-on content. There is no new add-on content to download. Oh, I haven't accepted them yet. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. There we go. Layered armor set. There we go. I have the Kamurai set.
My neck just decided on its own that it wanted to pop.
Like a tot.
I ought to smack you for that.
But you won't.
I won't. You're too good a friend, and I'm too much of a softie.
You're afraid of conflict. What you are.
Yes! Legitimately, yes!
Wait, how do I... Other. All. How do I sort... Ah, minus. Okay. Spread ammo. Shrapnel ammo. So what am I able to use? Slicing, sticky, normal, pierce, spread, and 2 kinds of shrapnel. Okay. I'll see if I can make this work. Right, you ready? No, wait, let's eat food first.
Yes. Yes. Food.
Moneymaker, please. And...
Raison d'etre is not useful. So, I guess deflector, polisher, and defender would be good. I don't think I've mentioned this on stream, but sometimes I have a hard time like processing sound. And I think that just kicked in just now when my character spoke.
Well, you heard it, but you didn't hear it.
I heard it, but it was all...
Right, let's bounce.
Yeah.
Time for me to learn how to play Light Bogan.
There's more, Nikki, there is more to Dango, like actual proper Dango, than just sugar. It's just that modern recreational stuff is more, you know...
Recreational. Winners don't use Dango.
I meant more that... Originally, Dango was meant to be like a meal replacement.
It's like, they're like, rice paste, right? Wait.
Yeah, I think so.
What's mochi? Are they? Is that the same thing?
I think so. I don't...
Deja vu! I've just been in this place before.
I just used a great wire bug for no reason.
Wait, you have great wirebugs?
There's one at the... There's one right next to the camp.
Oh. You don't... Okay.
Run past the teddy bear. I know how to target Utsushi.
Here it be.
I targeted last hunt. Jeez.
Okay.
No. Ah.
Okay, no, so that's that. It's gonna be weird, like, not having to actually pull back the bowstring, but having to remember to reload. I also don't get my adept dash, which is...
Look out! It's angry!
I keep accidentally firing because I'm just trying to charge the bow. Oh, and you also... Okay, of course you don't... Wait, this fires burst of 3? What?
Some ammos do. It's based on both the bow gun and which ammo you're using. I do have some experience with LBG.
I imagine it's just like heavy bowgun but lighter, right?
It's actually quite different mechanically.
Ow. Did you ever play with a 3D on in any of the 3DS games?
Sometimes.
Let me tell you. One time you didn't want to be doing that was if you had like a scope on the bowgun, because
Oh, no.
you could either line up you could either get the reticle to focus, or you could get the thing you're aiming at to focus, but not both.
Oh no, that sounds so rough.
It was pretty bad.
I imagine that would be a problem in like MGS 3D too, because that had a 3DS port. Metal Gear Solid 3.
I mean, Metal Gear Solid 3 has been ported to basically every console that exists, so...
Let's go!
Pretty much.
How do we climb up here again? I forget.
There's this little nook over here.
Oh, this little nook. Oh! It's like a secret.
Yeah. It's not related to Tom or Timmy and Tommy or any of them.
Here's a fun fact for you. Timmy and Tommy aren't related to Tom.
Yeah, I know. There, in the first Animal Crossing that came out in the West, I believe some villagers could, like, conspiratorially mention that they were just a couple of vagrants that he picked up off the street. Which honestly sounds like something he would do.
Honestly, I am fed up with the internet vilification of Tom Nook. He is like the best landlord. In the first Animal Crossing game, you come off a train, right, with 1,000 bells in your pocket, which is like what, $100, and that's it. You haven't arranged a place to stay beforehand. And Rover, just calls up Tom Nook, and out of the goodness of his heart, Tom Nook gives you a place to stay free of charge. Yes, he gives you a mortgage on it, but he doesn't charge you interest on it. He says, he gives you a part-time job without like any qualifications or background checks, and pays you for it, no matter how badly a job you do of it. And like, he doesn't charge interest and lets you pay back the thing at your own time. Honestly, justice for Tom Nook.
Okay, but he also did some kind of shady crap earlier in the series ago.
Honestly, I would be okay with organized crime if it brought house prices down.
That was a whiff.
Pay attention to your stamina.
I know how to use my stamina, Utsushi.
I think you probably got the the thing at the exact same time that I did.
Also, thing to note, no matter how bad your stream is with the lagging, there's no way you're having a repeat of what happened to me that one time I played Legend of Mana on stream. 7-minute delay between me saying something and the stream seeing that part of me saying something. It was absurd. You come back here.
Don't let it get away!
I'm just gonna have a quick sippy.
Let's go.
Come on, dog.
Like the wind!
Jewel lilies found. I guess I actually have to care about ammo if I'm going to be playing light bowgun.
I mean, you always have infinite basic ammo 1.
Yeah, but isn't basic ammo 1 just bad?
Eh. It's kind of... Dang it. It's not as strong as anything, but like, it'll make do in a pinch.
Need more ammo!
You know, I'm going to be honest. In most of my playthroughs, the things like bomberies and flow ferns and all those sorts of things, they just really annoy me because I never have any use for them.
Right?
But, and like you gain them, because you pick up 40 or so of them. 'Cause I guess that's like the real difference between bow and bowgun. Is like, if you have a bow, it's going to be useful even when you run out of coatings. But if you have a bowgun, you're kind of reliant on, like, and bowguns can't have innate elements, can they?
I do not believe so, no.
Yeah. That's an advantage that... I was about to try using a dragon piercer on this guy. That's not a thing. I guess I don't need to be constantly scoped in, do I?
Nah.
It's like one of those first-person shooters where you're constantly aiming down the iron sights.
I just used a whetstone in my previous hunt with Sushi. There's gotta be a menu option for turning Utsushi's interjections off.
Well, we'll have a look after he goes away from this area.
Oh, his tail gets red too. That's
Sorry?
convenient. I said that this guy's tail gives red. Trying
What?
to get orange off of him.
Does
Looks like
every
it only comes off the arms.
does every monster like always give all of them?
Yes.
Okay, it's poison. Normal 1, normal 2, please. You right there?
Yeah. Give me orange.
Give me orange or give me death.
Alright, time to look for a Mitsushi option.
No, wait. How do I? Is there an option for it?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, maybe it's like a 1-star thing. Presumably, like...
Maybe.
Presumably, we won't have to bother about it in 2-star and above. I gotta say, I do kind of like the little landmine things that you plant as the light bow gun.
Wait, his arms are red? What? How do I get orange off this guy?
Legs, back, chest,
Tried back.
crest and beak different.
Maybe. Dang it!
On you. Don't let it get away.
Oh, I'm sorry that you're not feeling well, Paradark. You take care.
Bye-bye. Oh, you can eat while on dogback as well.
Yeah.
That's so convenient. Oops. I'd like to take that wirebug, please. Wait. Where's it going?
To the south a little bit.
Did I tell you my bamboo story?
No, I don't think so.
So, there's a house at the end of our road, right? And apparently, the story that the current owner told us is the previous owner, about 10 years ago, planted something like 6 different breeds of bamboo in his garden, right? Now, I don't know if you know about bamboo, but it grows very quickly and spreads very rapidly.
Right.
And it is not suited for urban gardens at all. So, for a while, there was just growing, because it basically crept out from under the guy's fence onto bits at the verges of the pavement. So, there was this huge, a grove of bamboo just right next to the main road. It was really kind of getting out of hand. It was pushing up the tarmac in places. It was not great.
Oh,
And
jeez.
You know how councils are. They're not likely to do anything until it actually starts injuring people. So my dad and I, we took a couple of pairs of secateurs and we cut it all down, basically. It took us 2 sessions of about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours each. So maybe 4 hours in total to cut the whole stuff down. And then we stripped it all. We shredded the stuff that was just really small and weedy. But all the stuff that was big enough we kept and we're drying out so that we can use garden canes.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
Yeah. Apparently though, because the guy who currently lives at that place, he basically says, it's kind of not worth just cutting bamboo down because you really have to dig it out by the roots, or you have to dig it out by the roots, otherwise it's not gonna grow back. But I don't know, we made a difference. So yeah,
Friggin'
pro tip: if you want to grow bamboo, live in the countryside.
yeah. Extracts last so very little time. So
Probably
annoying.
There's probably a skill for it, like Kinsect Master.
Yeah, probably.
I guess that doesn't help you at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Come on, Chip.
Oh, speaking of drinking sounds, I should probably actually take a drink.
Yeah, hydrate. Do you have channel points set up yet?
I don't have enough followers yet.
Man, everybody watching this follow Diana.
Come on, freaking Lipton tea bottle, open.
Lipton tea.
This is compelling viewing. There we
Quote
go.
unquote. Quote unquote tea.
Heck you!
I'm joking. I'm not actually super prescriptive when it comes to tea. Unlike a lot of English people.
That's the spot. Mango flavored. Oh wait, no, this is peach.
They're the same thing. They're both kind of orange colored.
I mean, among some parts of the Kamen Rider Gaim fandom, they're a ship.
Some parts of the what fandom?
Kamen Rider Gaim.
I don't know. Oh, Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
You kind of slurred the words. It just sounded like Kamanura. I was like, what? What? Kamanura Gaim.
Watch out for the monster!
And they're Kamen Raiders.
Oh, the Kamen Riders of the Lost Ark. I love that film.
But yeah, in Gaim, they were fruit themed, and the main rival character started out as a banana, but then he upgraded to a mango.
Upgraded to a mango.
Yep. And then there was a gal who was a peach. And she became like a retainer to him because there was also an undercurrent of Sengoku Jidai theming.
I see, I think.
The Warring States era of Japanese history where Oda Nobunaga and all them.
Dynasty Warriors.
No, Samurai Warriors.
Samurai Warriors, sorry. I was thinking of
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Sengoku Basara. Is that something different?
Ah, yeah, Sengoku Basara. That's...
Is that Devil Kings? That's the one by Capcom, right?
Faster, buddy!
I don't remember. All I can remember is that they've got a real nice portrayal of Date Masamune, a samurai that I like from that era.
Wasn't
and
Masamune
also,
the swordsmith?
No, that's a different Masamune.
Oh. I guess, like, Masamune is just like a surname. So they could be saying, Mr. Smith. No, a different Mr. Smith.
Right. But also, the franchise seems to have a kind of strong connection with GM Revolution, a singer I like. Actually, I think he stopped going by TM Revolution, just started going by his actual name, Takanori Nishikawa, for the most part.
Nope. Can't tell the difference between shrapnel and spread ammo, honestly. They seem to be pretty much the same.
If I had played HBG recently, I would be able to give you some idea, but I can't for the life of me remember.
Didn't say the magic word. Imagine Jurassic Park, but Monster Hunter.
So literally any video game that is trying to be Monster Hunter but uses actual dinosaurs.
I mean, you say literally any video game, but I'm not sure I've ever seen a one game that does that.
That looks like it's gonna hurt!
I feel like there's gotta be one that does that. There has to be at least one that does that. Maybe not to the full degree of like making armor and weapons from their parts, but there's gotta be an action game like this where you hunt like a T-Rex and smack it around and break its parts. There's gotta be.
Oops, tried to reload, accidentally laid a landmine. Tried to reload my weapon, accidentally broke the Geneva Conventions. I think landmines.
Yeah, that's a mood.
I think landmines are actually permitted under the Geneva Conventions, but only if they're very clearly signposted. It's like how you're allowed to have a wet floor in a supermarket as long as you put out a sign. It's the exact same thing.
I hate that I can't seem to get orange extract unless this freaking verb is holding an item in its hands. That is such a stupid design. I'm sorry. This is really frustrating for me.
So, do you want my verdict on light bowgun?
Sure.
It's like bow, but you have to do less thinking.
Yeah, at least with heavy bowgun, it's not the same, but there is still some, you know,
I mean,
strategizing with it.
Light bowgun and bow have the same sort of mobility, but like, you know, with light bowgun you have to switch ammunition and whatever, and like, but it's not a super big deal. I think I'm probably gonna stick with hammer for my main for this playthrough.
That's fair.
It's on its last legs!
Don't you dare! Dang it!
I did it again.
Did what? Oh.
Later mine. Spilt water on the floor of the supermarket without putting a sign out.
Ride like the wind!
Come on, puppy. Yeah.
Bonk.
Wait, I want this. I want this thunder beetle.
Gotta stay sharp.
Yeah, I should probably sharpen my weapon.
Mine now.
You're right there.
Just pick up an item and have a voice lamp that's just yoink. Just caught me off guard is all.
Oh. I think we're gonna have a chance to. You're gonna have a chance to flex your monster rider muscles.
Faster, buddy!
Would you like to do the honors?
Sure. If I can get there in time.
You're good.
There we go. I don't believe Aknasam is
Huh?
in stories, so I can't make any jokes about its kinship.
Maybe it's the super secret. You have to like complete the game on New Game +7, and then you have to get all of the super secret figurines hidden in all the dungeons.
Or they may just be adding it in a future patch like they did with Palamutes.
We're hunting the Kulayaku, right?
Yes.
Cool. Just before I start chasing off the Akatron.
You like...
Huh?
Words are not my friends. Which is ironic because I'm a librarian.
Well, maybe reading words are your friends, but speaking words are a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I don't know why, but ever since I started VTubing, just a little more likely to trip over my own tongue.
I mean, it's possibly because you're more aware of what you're saying, your own voice.
Maybe.
And depending on the latency you have on your monitors, it might be like, if I have a significant delay between speaking and hearing
speech jamming.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah, there are actually some apps out there that are intentionally designed to speech jam you.
Why?
For party humor. It's like a party game, kind of.
Oh, okay. So like you have to get through the you have to read out
You have to, like,
Ulysses or something without tripping over.
Yeah, like you'll have your friends all try to recite a predetermined line without stuttering too bad.
Do you have, I mean, you might not know because, you know, America's a big place. You probably have a lot of radio stations. Do you have a radio game show called Just a Minute? You might call it something different.
Not that I've heard of, but like all the radio I listened to back when I listened to radio was like local classic rock stations.
Right, I see. Hey, your friend's back.
Teddy bear.
Well, too late. But yeah, Just a Minute. The premise is pretty simple. You're given a topic, and you have to speak for 1 minute on that topic without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. So, no ums and ahs.
I would die.
No pauses. You're not allowed to... Well, you're not allowed to repeat yourself. You're not allowed to say the same thing again. And you're also, you must stay to the topic. So, those are the 3 rules. Hesitation, repetition, deviation. There's also, like... I think that's where Mornington Crescent comes from, actually. Give me a sec. No, sorry. Mornington Crescent is from I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, which is a series that satirizes panel games.
I see. Excuse me.
Okay. Kuliyaku parts. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Friend points. I like friend points.
Yeah.
Hamon the blacksmith. That means ripple, right? Yeah.
So it's the name of a famous NPC in Final Fantasy XIV.
What, Hamon?
Yeah. Hamon Holy Fist.
I see. Oh, hey. Fugen has something for me. What you got? There's something I'd like you to do, on top of your normal monster hunting duties, that is. If you ever hear of any villager having trouble, I want you to lend him an ear. If you can help, lend him a hand, too. I know it's all of a sudden and all. I know it's all of a sudden and all, but don't worry, I got something nice and easy to get you used to it. I need you to bring me something. Think you can do that? Come back and see me when you're ready. A well done steak. Cool. Oh wait, no, I have one of those. I have 60 of those. You know everyone is doing their own little thing to help Kamura out. But sometimes they need a helping hand. A well-armed one, if you know what I mean. Cool. Okay, villager requests unlocked.
I believe there's supposed to be one that... Huh. Hanenaga will sometimes have quests that give you more great wire bugs, but he doesn't appear to have them, for me at least.
I don't see any other. Hanenaga.
That's an odd name.
I mean, doesn't sound more odd than, say, Haku over here.
Huck
Aw.
is...
He's got this little, hang on, where's my camera? He's got little mice on his signboard. Didn't notice that before. Little squeaky mouse.
cute.
Little squeaker. Alright. Let's go and do another quest.
Yay.
But I'm already on a quest. Quoting that great epic of our time.
How can I help you? Which quest would you like?
I'll take your word for it.
These are the rampage quests.
Okay, let's see what we've got. Jumped in the Frost Islands. Let's just keep going from the top. Izuchi in Frost Islands. Ah.
May the spirits protect you.
Can I not upgrade my Kinsec?
I think you can, right? You must be able to.
I can't find any way to feed it.
Alright, let's
Well, you don't. I don't think you feed them in this game. I think you upgrade them directly, right?
Well,
Like,
there
just-
wasn't. Maybe it's
there's
down
no-
at the bottom of the tree and I just missed it.
There's no. Yeah, just go. Wait. Forge upgrade weapon.
No, there's.
So what can I help you with?
Hang on. There's purchase Kinsect.
Yeah, but that's just buy more of them, and I've already got. Like, you start out with the two that are readily purchasable.
Good luck out there.
Maybe you mess with them.
Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find it with you. Maybe you can't at this stage. Maybe you need to unlock the next tier of weapons or something.
Maybe. Oh well.
Right. Time eat food.
Oh wow, it's already been 2 hours.
It's only been an hour and a half for me.
Well, you were. It's fine. I'm used to going on. Neat, a chair.
So what she says.
That's what my character said just now.
What is it? Just like a Christina V voice pack, or is it meant to be a specific character?
It's just one of the starting voices, voice 17.
Oh. Wait, can I? Appearance settings. Change appearance.
Hi. Woohoo! I'm the best.
Oh, you can't change it at this stage. Lame. Okay. Ready?
Yep. Just had to get a drink in real quick.
Ready when you are.
Ah. Oh, had to pop my neck there.
Where wyverns go to die. Do you say wyvern or wyvern?
I say wyvern.
A trial for the brave.
I think wyvern is probably the better. Just seems weird. Sounds
Those who
weird.
go alone will meet an icy grave. Snow so cold it burns. From here, no one returns.
I really don't like that they took the like traditional sort of ritually songs that I don't fully understand, but understand enough to recognize as being, you know, a thing, and just made them into kind of low effort poems. Like no rhythm, no effort, just O A A B B C C.
Alright, that's a Lagombombi. Oh! Salty Lander just subscribed. Thank you, Salty Lander. thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. Very glad to have you here.
Give me all you've got,
Diana and I are just hunting some monsters.
buddy.
Right. Hiya!
Oh, we are after an Izuchi.
Yeah? I think so.
I blinked. Yes, it says Great Izuchi there on the side, and I just blinked on what we were going after and was just following you.
Welcome to the chat, Fluffles. I hope you're having a lovely evening. Yeah, glad to have you here. Hey, excuse me. Hey, Diana. Rank all of the little Velociraptor creatures in Monster Hunter. Which is your favorite?
The Jagia.
That's the bigger version of the Jaggy, but not as big as the Great
Yes, it's
Jaggy.
the females of the pack.
Fair enough.
They look better than the males that haven't developed into their alpha type body yet. Speaking of, that's something that bugs me about stories. I love stories. It's
I love stories
incredibly
too.
fun.
But I've never played Monster Hunter stories.
I've never played Stories 1, but I obviously have been playing Stories 2. And it's something that bugs me about those games is that monsters that are supposed to be younger versions of other monsters do not show up as the young forms of those monsters.
Do you mean like the only one that I can think of is Basarios and Gravios?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, they
When
treat as
you
separate
have-
species.
They are treated as separate species. You can get Basarios eggs and Gravios eggs, and you hatch a baby, fully grown Gravios. It looks like just a baby Gravios and not a Basarios.
Huh.
But also, Zamtrios is supposed to be the adult form of Zamites.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't realize that was like a definite thing. I thought they just had like an association.
No, they are canonically the juvenile forms of Zamtrios. And yet, when you
Sorry, I'm just going to
hatch a
comment on that
Zamtrios,
coordinated jump attack we did.
that was kind of rad, yeah. Let me get the red extract.
Use the whetstone.
Yep. Thank you, Utsushi. I know how to use whetstones. I know how to use dry stones as well. So are there other examples? So you've got Zamite, Zamtrios, Basarios, Gravios. Are those the only two, or are there more?
Great Jaggy
Wait,
just looks like a Great Jaggy baby instead of a regular Jaggy baby, which is what it would be because Great Jaggy is the
yeah.
alpha.
So here's a fun thing that you possibly know. Do you know the guy who coined the term? The guy who coined the term alpha later denounced his previous work because his observation, like he based this research on observation of wolves in captivity when they comprised like individuals from lots of different packs, where one the strongest would become the dominant force. But in wild wolves, things are a lot more equitable, and so the guy realized that actually, maybe alpha is just not a thing, and he wrote the book, and then he spent 20 or 30 years trying to discourage people from using the term.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's real unfortunate.
Yep.
Pay attention to your stamina.
I mean, there are animals that have social structures like that,
Right.
but
yes.
wolves aren't one of them. And the concept of an alpha has ultimately been quite detrimental to our understanding of interpersonal relationships.
Right. Yeah. Seen a lot of detriment come from that term in regards to human relationships.
Yeah. Because like the thing is, humans are social creatures. There's no such thing as a alpha human.
Right.
Ooh. You knocked it over, nice. I really like the design of the Itsushi.
It is a very nice design.
Oh, can I...
It's a nice way of combining the Kamaitachi with a more traditional Monster Hunter design. Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
I don't remember. It'll probably come back to me. Oh
Okay.
yeah, okay. So, here's a little thought experiment for you. Well, maybe not a thought experiment. Here's a question for you, I suppose I should say.
All right.
In real life, what kinds of animals have spines? And what kind of animals have horns?
Spines and horns?
No, I'm not. I'm asking like two. Those are two related but distinct questions. Like, what kinds of animals have spines, and why do they have spines?
Vertebrates and obviously vertebrates are the ones with spines. But like...
No, sorry, I meant like prickly spines.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't word that very
Like
clearly.
hedgehogs and such
Yeah, and why do they have those features?
for defense.
Yeah. Okay,
I
it's a ward off
assume.
predators.
I haven't actually looked into it.
It's the same. It's the same thing as. It's the same thing as horns, right? Well, horns are more often used as like a mating thing for like display of dominance, but they can also be used for, defending them against predators. Not often, but they can
Right.
be. Now, in Monster Hunter, what kinds of animals have? What kinds of animals have spines, and what kinds of animals have horns?
Well, Diablos has horns, but like, it's kind of weird thinking about the niche that Diablos fills. It's like an apex predator, but also an herbivore.
Yeah. So
Like it eats on cactus, but nothing can heck with a
Well,
freaking.
I mean, in the real world, some of the largest creatures that we have, yeah, Nergigante is the one that I was fighting earlier. It has spines and horns, and that sort of implies that it's a prey creature. Like, because you wouldn't have spines unless you were, because they're not an effective form of attack, and horns aren't effective for hunting anything. You know?
Right.
Because if you're a predator, you're going to want to hit things with claws, or you're going to want to hit things with jaws, right?
It's trying to get away.
You don't want to.
I mean, it has a pretty fierce set of jaws.
Yeah, but I mean, his main weapon is the horns and the spines, right?
Right.
And admittedly, it's a little bit different with Nergigante because he can launch the spines, and like having a projectile attack would be a pretty significant advantage for a predator in real life. But like,
Right.
whenever I see creatures with horns or spines in media, I have to think, do the people designing these understand what those features are for?
Yeah, it's a valid concern. or not concern, a valid. I'm blanking on what I'm trying
Point?
to say. Yeah, I suppose that works. Seriously, all three?
It's like a party.
Well, it's my party, and I'll die if I want to. I was trying to think of something that rhymed with cry that wasn't actually cry, because
It's
I
my
don't know,
party.
for some reason cry
and I'll
did.
hunt monsters if I want to.
That doesn't scam with the song, though.
So, I'm an avant-garde artist. You know, I'm like Yoko Ono.
Tilt.
Do you cut Izuchi's tail off, or do you just break it?
I think it just breaks.
Okay.
Now, it dashed away from me right as I was starting an attack that I couldn't move out of. It was propelling me towards where it now was, instead of actually...
I'm gonna sharpen up quickly. Don't want my hammer getting too blunt.
Isn't there a skill that makes your hammer do more damage when it gets duller?
I know that there's a skill which, like, means that blunt... I might just be thinking of Bludgeoner, which means that blunt attacks deal more stamina damage. There might be
Maybe.
something where it's like your hammer... That would be really
That
interesting.
might be
so-
what I was thinking of.
Because, like, it doesn't make sense that you have to keep your hammer or your hunting horn... Well, keeping your hunting horn sharp in a different way. But...
Oh god, that's actually kind of clever if that's how that's meant to be for hunting horn, but I doubt that's how they meant for it to work.
I mean, the pun probably doesn't work in Japanese, right?
Right, probably not. It can't be like
It
the
can't
word
be one-
cry, which has the same double meaning in English and Japanese.
What, like a roar or a weep?
Like an animal sound or like sobbing.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought that was super interesting when I first found out about that.
I'll check Google Translate after this. Hashtag not spawn.
Well, I know this to be the truth because I'm a huge fan of a series of visual novels called When They Cry.
Ride like the wind.
Yep.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
There's no doves in the When They Cry series yet.
What
There's-
about When Mermaids Cry? Those are the only two
No,
songs I can think of, which are When Blank Cry. Doves by Prince and Mermaids by... is it Eagle Eye Cherry?
I don't know. I've not heard that song.
Angels
But no,
fly when mermaids cry.
The three When They Cry visual novel sub-franchises, I guess, are When the Cicadas Cry, When the Seagulls Cry, and... what was the last one? It's some kind of other bird. Ciconia or something?
I've never heard of that kind of bird. But then
Yeah,
again,
it's something I hadn't heard of until they announced until the global release of the visual novel on Steam just dropped out of nowhere one day a couple years back.
I gotta say, Hammer
Still
is really
waiting on
growing
that second
me.
episode. What was that?
Hammer is really growing on me. Just like, I don't like the short range, but every single swing, it feels so heavy. Like, they do a really good job of differentiating the weapons in feel in this game.
Yeah. Toga will be happy when he hears that you like Hammer.
Well, Saltylander in my chat has said, yeah, Hammer was my go-to in World. And like I've never really messed with it before.
Excuse me for a moment.
Um,
Faster, buddy.
just because like I thought, oh, it's like hunting horn, but you don't get the buffs.
Now's my chance.
Oh no, it's quite different from Horn.
I still prefer hunting horn, but like for trying something new, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, I forget to delay my rolls. Do you know what I find interesting? Like,
What?
not only do all the weapons feel different, but like even weapons that have similar mechanics function distinctly. Like, consider
Right.
the way that the hammer charges to the way that the greatsword charges, or
Right.
consider the way that the longsword builds up gauge compared to how the
The dual
dual
blades.
and then you also have the yeah. No, I think it's really good. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of love in like all the design work in these games.
Yeah.
See you again.
Well done.
Complete.
Mission complete. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, little Azuchis.
See what we have here.
Oh, we're synced up on my screen. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Alright, gestures. Is there a... There's no kick back. There's no sit down gesture.
Really?
There's no...
Swear there
No.
was.
Greeting, point, nod, refuse, wave, applaud, stop, 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 stop. Show off one, show off two. Call, remorse, joy, joy. Taunt, good work, apologize, woohoo, shadow box, crossed arms, jump, 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 jump.
Happy hunting.
And that's it.
Why did they take out lay back?
Don't know.
Nothing to it.
It's the best one. Apart from the fact that
Or
you can use...
kick back. That was it.
Yeah, kick back. I think it's called something different in World, but... Ow. Bleh. Friend points, friend points.
Yay. Somebody wants to talk to me in town.
They don't want to talk to me. Maybe I already talked to them.
Maybe.
Hey there.
Yeah. I like
Oh,
that.
you know what it is? I haven't talked to Hinoa.
Do you check by just going to the map?
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm going to quickly just go across to Buddy Plaza, because I think there's a cutscene that happens when you first enter it, and I've not seen it yet.
Right, yes, there is.
Hey, it's that giant
And also-
frog thingy.
Yeah. And there's another one if you... Actually, I'm going to go into the Body Plaza myself, watch that cutscene. I don't remember what it is, but I remember that that giant frog has a pun name.
Buddy Handler Iori, Kogarashi, Training Area, and Rondine. Buddy Board. Yeah, what's it called? Hey, Rondine.
Have a look around. Very well. Hello, good hunter. Farewell.
I love the shape of her boat. Just like it's so cartoony.
It's like a little cartoon doodle of an
Pirate.
old.
You can go on it. What? Excuse me.
I didn't know about this.
What?
It's so cute.
Hey, look, there's a picture on this wall. Hang on, I'm gonna open up my camera and see if I can see who it is.
Oh, good idea. Camera. Aw, it's her and a couple of palicos.
We can also look through here to the anglerfish subs. There's a pile of rope. Ah, we're on a boat. It's our friendship.
Oh, why you gotta hurt me like that, Buck?
All right, fine. You can have
I'm
friendship all to
kidding.
yourself.
I'm teasing.
You clearly don't want
Go
my
on.
friendship.
No, come over here. I'm gonna bring you over to the training area because there's a cutscene when you first go there too. Move. I thought there was a cutscene. Okay.
Yeah. Ow. Ow.
Sorry.
Okay. This isn't going to make for riveting content. Let's go and fight an actual monster.
Yep. We can practice our weapons off stream.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, someone wants to talk to me in my room.
Oh yeah, the housekeeper tells you that the Buddy Dojo you can access through the housekeeper. Have you spoken to the informant?
Once before, but
He has a lot of information. I covered my
here's
tracks so
I,
carefully.
Fukushiki, the informant at your service. I covered my tracks so carefully, and you found me anyway. You really are a first-rate camera hunter. I can't divulge my true identity, but I'm a connoisseur of secrets, let's say. I often get my paws on new information that's sure to pique your interest. I look forward to working with you. And then just goes back to hiding.
Do we live in a mill?
Maybe.
This looks like a flour mill.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
That's fun. We just got all our swords. Little shrine. What's this? Oh, it's a nothing. Maybe that's one of the places. I know you can unlock photographs that you can hang up, but I don't think I unlocked any.
I didn't know about photographs, but I did know about like things you can hang on your walls, or rather on the shelf that is off to the side of your housekeeper.
I think you can, if you take photographs with the in-game camera, you can hang them up.
Oh, that's so good.
Quest list.
All right. Baggy. Okay, so we actually only need to do one more key quest. Do you want to do a Great Baggy, a Great Roggy, or a Lagombi?
Lagombe.
Okay. Little penguin rabbit.
Yeah.
Penguin koala rabbit. Because it's got like the face of a koala.
See, I just think of it as a bear that evolved in such a way as to resemble a rabbit.
Salty Lander is asking, are you two still early in rise? Early to rise, early to bed, makes a man healthy. Yeah, this is the start of the game. We're just doing like 1-star quests. We have both completed the low rank, but we decided for stream we wanted to start a fresh save file and just go through it all together.
Yep. Also, my chat's been dead for like half an hour, maybe longer.
Oh, it's alright. You got my conversation. You don't need anything else.
Fair. Feel a little lonely without my Sammy talking to me. Oh boo, oh boo hoo.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I was just trying to provoke Sammy with an emotional response.
Huh. If we find Izuchi stuff when we're out and about, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them.
Oh, do you want to forge their armor?
Weapon. But yeah,
Oh,
Or an
the Izuchi
Okay.
have a hammer.
right, yes, of course they do.
I could forge some of the Izuchi mail.
excellent.
What's the skills? Critical eye, Constitution. What's Constitution? Remind me. Skill info. Reduces stamina depletion when evading block. That's pretty good.
Critical eye for affinity, recovery speed, and constant. That seems pretty decent for a starting hammer set.
Yeah.
Tell me what you need.
Oh, hello. Hello, Fluffles. I was not expecting you to come invading my chat.
Piece of cake. Excellent. Piece of cake.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to Coach Judy.
Come again.
Oh yeah, buddies. So
God, the
I've probably told
feline
you.
Bonhoeffer set is so cute.
So I've probably told you. You're probably aware that I've been making a lot of bread recently.
Yeah, I've
I've
been watching your Twitter.
I've also been like kind of obsessed with videos about people just making things. Like watching people work with their hands is just incredible. It's just fascinating. There's so much care and love. Well, there can be. Sometimes people just are very slapdash about it, but like looking at these animations that these people have. Even just this guy writing in a ledger. He's got the little abacus in front of him.
Yeah.
Soroban. Here's another interesting fact for you. This is just going to turn into interesting facts with Buck. The Japanese abacus is rather different from abacuses in the West because it's split into two parts. The bottom part contains 5 beads per row, and the top part contains 2 beads per row. So you're supposed to count up to 5. And then when you move the cool Buck facts, you're meant to count all 5 beads up towards the middle, and then when you count the 5th one, you slide them all back down and move one of the top 2 to the middle.
So it's a base 12, or yeah, I guess base 12 system.
Well, except kind of not, because the like it's when you move the 5th one. The 5th one doesn't count.
Oh, so it is a base 10.
It's base 10, yeah. But like, there's just 2 beads that are only there to serve as reminders for. Yeah. So Japanese abacuses are usually oriented in columns, whereas Western abacuses are often organized in rows.
Oh.
Ready to go.
Oh.
Don't forget, I packed you a lunch.
Faster, buddy.
Yeah. Aha, my dog keeps getting stuck on tree. Silly doggo. Tree is not path. One quality of life change, like some people complain about Rise being like way too easy compared to other Monster Hunter games, and I can kind of see where they're coming from.
Personally.
Well, I'm just really grateful for a lot of the quality of life changes, and one of the ones I'm most grateful for, I really do not miss hot drinks. I mean, I know that's kind of blasphemous as a tea drinker, but
I see what you did there.
honestly, I probably wouldn't want to drink a drink that's just made of a chili pepper and nothing else. Is that what we're looking for? I think that's
So much capsaicin. Holy crap.
I think this is what we're looking for. Nope, this is not.
It
We're
is
looking.
not.
We're looking for a Lagombi. I forgot. I'm a dumb.
Oh, you're not. You are too hard
Yep.
on my best friend.
Hello, Lagombi.
Oh, looks like you took the right path and I did not.
Koala friend. Bonk. Time to introduce Koala friend to Hammer friend. Yeah. The hot and cold drinks were really just, yeah, like Fluffle was saying in the chat, just another infantry slot you have to micromanage. Like, it's the same reason I don't miss paintballs, I don't miss bug nets and pickaxes. Like, all those things where it's just like, oh, if you want to do anything. Koala friend looks pretty bottom heavy. Would that make him a pear bear?
So it begins.
History has its eyes on you.
Why is there an Acnosom in every single hunt we've done today?
I don't know. Why isn't there an Acnosom in...
And switch.
That's one for the history books.
Which monsters from earlier games would you really like to see back?
Uh,
'Cause you've
well,
played...
Great Jaggy was added back into stories, so that's lovely. Great Jaggy was kind of a punching bag in the third generation.
A punching baggy. Is Monster Story 2... In Monster Story 2's... Is it good? Would you
Oh
recommend
yeah,
it?
I would absolutely recommend it.
I suppose you wouldn't have done a
It's-
7-day marathon stream if you wasn't you weren't enjoying it, right?
Well, only 6 days. But yeah. Oh, I went the wrong direction.
Yeah. I mean, you know that we're... What? Did you chase off the Acnosom?
I think I may have subconsciously.
Why is there an Acnosom on every map? I'm gonna kill it.
Let's go! Whetstone time!
Oh, the environments in this game are just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Ooh, good idea.
Stories is also quite pretty, especially compared to the first one. First one was a lot more cartoony. 2 did a good job of blending like one's art style with the mainline Monster Hunter art style. I say only knowing the first game's art style because I watched clips on YouTube.
I mean, that's valid. Like, it's not like you're commenting on how the game played, just how it looked. And you have a pretty decent understanding of that, based on purely visual information.
Give me a different extract color. Well, that is a different extract color. Not the one I wanted, but
Saltylander's battery Switch is now a 1% battery.
oh no! Fuffles, charge your switch!
Oh, hey. She is charging it. She sounds very defensive.
Orange, there we go! More power!
Unlimited power!
See, for some reason my brain went to the Metabots opening theme. More Metabots. More power. More power.
I didn't really watch Metabots when I was a kid. Like, it wasn't...
I was kind of obsessed with it when I was a kid.
I mean, the thing is...
During the year it was on.
Growing up, we didn't have... we only had terrestrial telly. So...
Right,
and
yeah.
Basically, the... So... I mean, anime was basically confined to what the BBC or ITV could license. So I watched Pokemon, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh!, and then the rest of the stuff. A bit of Monster Rancher, a bit of Dinosaur King. But
Monster Rancher was really good. I need to play those games.
Well, you could stream them sometime.
Yeah, I could.
I'm sure people will be up for that.
Faster, buddy! Now's my chance!
Christina, your fake British accent offends me. One feature that I would actually quite like to see in a future Monster Hunter game is like mounted combat. Like there's there's kind of a little bit here.
Yeah, and in stories.
Well, yeah.
It's not quite the same in stories as what you're talking about, because
I'm thinking about Mongol horse archers. Because some of the stuff that they did, and they still do, is really incredible.
Yeah, when you mount a Monstie in stories,
They were called Monsties.
Yeah, they couldn't really do a good job of translating the pun of Otomon, a combination of Otomo, friend, and monster. So they combined the words monster and buddy to make Monstie.
Oh, it was meant to be a combination of monster and buddy. I thought it was just like a...
just a cutesy term.
Yeah. Like Monsties.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I honestly thought that until I was made aware of the Japanese pun.
I can't really think of many other English terms for friend. Pal. But they already use that for Palico and Palamute.
Right.
Acquaintance. They could call them monster acquaintances.
That would not really work for the more cutesy, child-friendly way that
Monster
the
colleague.
first...
Molly.
No, I think really Buddy was the only really valid choice for how kid-friendly they wanted the first stories to be.
It was honestly a weird call to like say, oh, we've got this kind of really fast-paced action game aimed at like older teens. Let's make a really kid-friendly RPG based on the same IPs.
Well, to be fair, like, it works.
Sorry.
And also, like, when you break parts in stories, it doesn't actually show the parts being broken. So you can break Lagambi's ears, but it doesn't show its ears being, like, cut in half. Like
it does here.
Yeah, like this Lagambi's ears are.
Thank you, Utsushi. This is like the 20th potion that I've drunk tonight.
Give me the orange. Red's fine too. Now give me the orange. There we go.
Don't let it get away!
Somewhere else.
Excuse me, I'm really sorry about the constant gassiness.
Well, I suppose I'll forgive you eventually.
I let you win!
Oh, good luck, Salty Lander. Good luck, Fluffles. Putting in another offer on a house. That's a big step. I'll be crossing my fingers.
I hope that goes well for you, Fluffles.
Yoink.
I think I may turn down the voice line frequency for the next time I stream this.
You can turn down the frequency?
Yeah,
Or is it audio? NPC
I think
voice
so.
Volume, sound effect, character voice volume. Oh, multiplayer voice. Audio. Player voice frequency. Oh, there we are. It's 20%. 20%. Because I'll say what my hunter's thinking.
Really? We just finished chasing it.
Just gonna eat a couple of rations. Yum yum.
Oh wait,
Don't let it get away!
I grabbed a stink mink and then continued heading towards the monster we're already targeting. So instead, looks like this one is asleep. That won't do me any good. But Great Baggy is running way far away, so fine.
You didn't forget that we're hunting the Gombi again, did you?
No, I was just trying to lure a friend over to help us.
Oh, you found a friend.
Yes, I did.
You gonna... Yeah, there you go. Right at him, cowboy. Meanwhile, I'll be just polishing up my hammer.
Did my character just said, "Who's up for walkies?"
I'm glad that they found a way of differentiating the ice and water blight in this game by having ice be to do with the wire bugs. Because in previous games, the fact that they both targeted stamina made it like really difficult to care about one or t'other.
Well, they both targeted stamina in different ways.
Yeah, but like reducing your max stamina versus reducing the rate at which your stamina regenerates, like it's not a huge thing. I don't
I
know.
suppose.
And I also like that, you know, they're thinking of ways of incorporating the wire bugs, not just for the players, but, you know, things that the player has to consider when fighting specific monsters. I think it was a good design decision. I approve. Thumbs up. Oh no, he used his deadly sit-down attack.
Welcome back, Sammy. Where you been, cutie butt? Where did... Oh, it was hidden in the shadows, so I did not see it.
This camouflage is working. Do you know that's why a lot of birds are very dark on the top and very pale on the bottom?
Yeah, so that from the top they look more like the ground, and from the bottom they look more like
the
sky. Yeah.
So Lagombi's the same. So when Lagombi's in the sky...
I was not expecting you to go that far with the bitch.
How long have you known me, Diana?
Roughly a decade? Actually, that's a good point.
You should
Fair.
You should know what to expect by now. I'm nothing if not consistent.
Sammy, you're adorable. Stop fighting it.
I'm just gonna do a quick power slide.
Potions of sushi.
Sorry?
Sushi's still going on about
Oh!
his shenanigans.
Hello! Ryan Takatsuski. Raiding with... wow. That's a very, very big raid. Thank you, all of you. Welcome to the stream. My good friend Diana and I, we're currently hunting a big old koala bear, as you can see.
It's a bear that has convergent evolution into a rabbit.
Oh, thank you, Ryan Takatsuski and Nerdy Sakurami for following. Very glad to have you both here.
No, running.
Whoops. Oh, you can actually power slide in the direction you're traveling if you just want the boost.
Yeah, you are finding out so much today that I already knew.
To be fair,
And I feel kind of bad about that.
I was playing World earlier and then Bloodborne before that. Hello, all the new friends. It's very good to see. How you all doing? How's everybody doing? I hope you're in a good mood this evening. Hope you've had a nice day. I don't know what sort of time it is. What time is it in? I understand the US is like bigger than one time zone, but what is Eastern time the main one?
There isn't really a main one.
Oh. Well, it's good to hear that a lot of people in the chat are saying doing well. That's what I like to hear.
There's like 5 time zones here.
It's noon Pacific, so like almost 1 p.m.
That is 3 hours behind me.
Okay, 2 to 4, 3 p.m. Central, noon Pacific.
Wait, no, that's 4 hours. But holy crap, that's 4 hours behind me.
You're on Eastern time, right?
Yes, I am on the coast.
Oh, sat on me again.
You know, a lot of people would pay a lot of money for that.
Diana, what do we talk about?
Sorry. I've been so good about being wholesome.
You
this
had been
whole
very
stream.
good. You had been very good. So don't break your streak. There's an episode of Friends where Chandler is trying to quit smoking. And Phoebe discovers him with a cigarette, and she's like, "No, Chandler, you've been doing so well." And he's like, "I know, and this is my reward."
It's a shame that there are some less than great parts of that show in retrospect.
Yeah. But at least they did treat nicotine addiction like people didn't just say, "Oh, smoking is cool," which a lot of people did in the 90s. So, you know, all in all, like, Friends is very much a product of its time. I'm not going to defend some of the questionable choices that they made.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
Friends.
like
Take pictures.
Like, even with Star Trek, there are some things that you really can't defend, which is a shame.
No, dog! Oi, don't attack these guys. Herbivores are friends.
Right, Buck has a bit of a thing where he doesn't like attacking small monsters that won't attack back normally.
Yeah, because, like, they're just doing their job. You know? Like, these guys don't even attack you unless you attack them first. They just, like, they posture. They wave their... Yeah, fish are friends, not food. They wave their antlers about, and they're not aggressive. Kelbies and Antec... And maybe because they remind me of my family. Maybe their antlers just, yes. But, you know, especially the deer monsters. They're dear to me.
They are dear.
Dear, oh dear. Right, I think we get to move up to
Did you
Star
like-
Quest now. What?
Did you like the pun that I did there when I tweeted earlier about our collab?
Yes. Fluffles, Salty Lander, behave. Don't make me mute you. Okay. We got an urgent quest to Tranodon. That's what it's called.
Special quest is coming for you.
I remember making a toad pun earlier, and I don't remember what it was.
Open toed sandals.
No. That was... Oh!
Wait. What?
Whoops. I'll just accept yours.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
We don't have to
I
complete it
wasn't...
twice, do we? Do we?
How's it going?
Die?
No, we just need to complete it once.
You can't
That
remember.
would be very silly if they made us do it
Or an up?
twice. Yeah, because remember when we did that
Excellent.
end of
So what
low rank quest together?
I remember us doing that 4 times, but that probably wasn't because...
We
That-
did it. I thought we only did it 3 times. Once for the 2 of us,
Thank you, Kyle.
once for Toga and Sammy, and then maybe once for Nemi and... Why did it make me abandon the quest? What?
Wait, did I depart? I thought you
Oh
were ready.
no! I wasn't ready.
Oh, you can still join in, right? Also,
I
thank
think so,
you.
yeah.
Neko Mango Games in the chat says your PNGs are cute. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's go!
Hello, Kalmar. It's nice to see you.
So can I invite you from here?
I don't think so. I think I have to...
Oh no. Oh no.
It's
Abandoned.
fine. I'm joining.
You're joining my quest.
Yes.
I thought you said you couldn't do. I thought we just what? Huh?
No, it wasn't letting me join because there was a cutscene in progress.
Oh, I see. I'm just gonna take all my stuff and like scout out the area. You catch up when you're ready. We are currently playing on Switch, Neko Mango Games. This is Monster Hunter Rise. It is actually an exclusive, a Switch exclusive. So
For
for now, it is. It has been announced for PC, but that's not until first quarter next year, right?
Yeah, around a year after when this came out on Switch.
So it's just Switch exclusive at the moment. PC release 2022. Thank you, Salty Lander. Thank you for clarifying. Right.
Buffalo's over here playing double teaming on the chat.
Well, I'm not, watching 2 streams at once. I'm not going to complain, increasing both of our numbers.
Yeah, fair.
Man, some of the monster designs in this game are just so good. Like, oh,
all
sorry.
of the new ones in this game are really good. They're all meant to be based on like various aspects of Shintoism and all the different mythology stuff.
Japanese mythology, but this one is a kappa, but it's also a sumo wrestler. And it's like, that's so cool.
I mean, spoilers, a lot of Kappa were depicted as being really into sumo, so...
Oh. All I know about Kappa... There's a thing, the most recent Pathfinder bestiary included Kappas, and apparently they have an ability... I don't know if this is, like, consistent with the... the mythology.
Original myth.
But can they pull their arms through? Like, can they... In Pathfinder, they can take one of their arms and pull... Like, they can shorten one of their arms by pulling the other one through... Like, I'm not explaining it very well.
What?
Like, they only have one...
I get it, like...
One long arm that's joined in the middle.
Pull
it through their shell.
I'm thinking of it like how my favorite super robot, Gao Gaigar, had both arms made from a single bullet train.
Oh, that thing actually stuns you. Nice. Ooh, good lord. I've been grabbed. Oh no. Oh no. I have some poo though. Does that work in this game?
I haven't been able to make it work, but don't take that for red.
Yeah, I don't know very much about the mythology of Kappa. Like, all I know is that they have a divot in their head, and if you can trick them into spilling the water out, they become immobile.
They're also cannibals that will eat any human that doesn't have a cucumber to offer them.
Isn't it only cannibalism if you're eating the same species as you?
It depends. Some people define cannibalism based on eating any other sapient species.
Interesting. Diana, Cal is asking what your weapon is.
Normally I play Charge Blade or Dual Blades, maybe Heavy Bowgun, but right now I'm playing the Insect Clive.
Never heard it pronounced like that before.
Yeah, it's a less common pronunciation for glaive.
I've only ever heard glaive.
I sometimes slip into.
Glaive. Fair enough. Interesting.
No, I already have. There we go. I don't need more orange. No!
But you were asking for a load of orange last time.
That was 3 hunts ago. Because frickin' Kuluyaku only gives you orange when it's holding something, which is such a bad design choice.
Stunned it. Doink. Oh, nice job. This thing has such like weird floppy paws when it's on its side.
Yeah,
it's
kind of cute.
Yeah. Honestly, they did such a good... One of the things that's great about this game as compared with like a lot of the other Monster Hunter series is like all of the new monsters are they're consistent to a theme.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you for dropping by, Mango. We will certainly try to have a good stream, and I hope you have a good evening. Okay? Bye-bye. Okay.
Bubbles,
Nope.
you know that these games are violent. You...
Hey,
Ah, crap, it's pulling a Tetsukabra.
he's using a tool. That's not fair. That's not allowed in sumo, right? Sumo
No,
is
it's not.
barehanded. Imagine if sumo was like professional wrestling, and like a guy just decided...
Crap!
You alright? Oh dear. Well, we might have to do some grinding to get some better armor.
Maybe!
Okay.
Whetstone time.
Oh yeah, I could probably stand to do that too. Pun. Gotta stay sharp, haha.
At least she makes herself laugh.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, Cal, we've been endlessly lampooning that fact, and players have been lampooning that fact since the first Monster Hunter game came out,
What's that?
like 2 decades ago. Cal was mentioning the whole sharpen the hammer thing.
Yep. Like we did speak about it earlier today. Come on, you got to get here earlier, Cal. Otherwise, all the good jokes are going to sell out. Yep.
Cal just got off work.
Well, thank you for joining us, Cal.
Yeah, it's nice to see a friend.
Yeah. It's fun to have fun with friends. Wait. How get? Oh, we have to go up here.
Yeah, you can climb, or you can...
We don't have the zip lines yet. Wait.
Yeah. You can climb, or you can go around, or...
Really, the options are limitless.
Oh yeah, all 3 options. Totally limitless.
In the digital world, there's over 3 things to do.
Why did that make me laugh so hard?
I don't know. Gotta say, it's not a great feeling when I've been trying to make you laugh this whole time, and then I just quote, you know, a mildly funny but mostly disturbing internet video, and that's enough to make you chuckle.
Don't know how I feel about you calling the thing you were quoting disturbing. That makes me feel a bit bad about.
I mean, have you seen it?
I have no idea what it is.
Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? 4?
Oh. I've only seen the 3rd one because that was the least intense, and I could actually manage to watch that the full way through.
Yeah, that's fair. Basically, the theme of the 4th one is computers, and the computer promises in the digital world there's over 3 things to do. Wow, look, a bar chart, digital style, do a digital dancing. Hey, this is fun. But then it just eventually dissolves into, wow, look, nothing.
Yeah, that sounds right for that series.
Yeah. It's a shame you can't. Well, no, it's not. Different people have different tolerances for these sorts of things. Thanks, Chip. No! Wait, I have bugs with me. Bug attack, go!
Did it get thunderbladed?
Yeah, I threw a bug at it.
Ah. Yeah, that'd do her.
Bonk. Bonk. Bonk.
Come on, give me red extract. There we go.
Oh, I got some shiny.
There's always one flavor that is super hard to get.
Oh, here's something I've been meaning to ask. You have Skittles in the US, right?
Yeah.
What's the purple flavor for you?
Purple flavor.
Yeah. What's the purple flavor?
I don't know. I am honestly not that big a fan of Skittles.
Huh. Okay. Because I was just thinking, in the UK, we have a lot of things that are blackcurrant flavored, but I know that blackcurrant isn't a huge thing in the US, right?
I don't even know what that is.
Sorry, you don't even know... Do you not have, like, blackcurrant squash?
No, I don't
Okay.
think.
I mean, it could be a regional thing. America's a big place. But yeah, like... I don't know. Skittles over here, it's 5 colors. So we've got plains, islands. No, wait. Strawberry, orange, lemon, lime, and
Cal says that he thinks that purple is grape and that blackcurrant is
Grape?
like, and that the stuff you were talking about is like black licorice, kind of.
no, blackcurrant is not black licorice. You can get licorice and blackcurrant sweets, but they're not the same thing. Licorice is licorice. Blackcurrant is blackcurrant. Blackcurrant is like is sweet, kind of tart. As a sort of I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's sort of a bit like a kind of a how to describe blackcurrants? What's it like? I guess it's a bit sort of raspberry-ish, but a lot tartar. Yeah, I don't know. Grape-flavored things is weird to me.
Really, grape flavoring is actually quite common here in the States.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just like because we don't eat grapes very much. Like most of the grapes, we have raisins and stuff, but we associate them with, you know, fruit cakes, and the only thing that we have that's really grape flavored is wine.
Huh.
I guess it might be because, like, we can't grow grapes in this country, but the US actually has places where you can, right?
Yeah, in fact, my old house back in Oklahoma, we had vines of grapes growing on the fence connecting to our farmer neighbor.
Farmer neighbor. Interesting.
Yeah, our next door neighbor to the north was a farmer and his wife. And they were nice little old couple.
Purple. Anyway, yeah, so grape flavor is weird. It's also interesting to me that you refer to licorice as black licorice.
Well, what else would you call licorice that's black?
Well, licorice, because you don't really get licorice in any other color.
What about red licorice?
What the heck is red licorice?
Something that Twizzlers fans are very fond of.
I don't know what a Twizzler is. I thought they were meat, right? Turkey Twizzlers?
No!
They're like, there was a big scandal
Twizzlers
with
are
them.
like candy straws.
There's a big scandal about turkey Twizzlers when I was a kid, because like apparently they didn't contain very much turkey at all. So explain Twizzlers to me. Explain red licorice. Justify your existence to me.
I wish I could. I don't even like red licorice.
Well, probably because it doesn't exist.
Sammy says that red licorice is yummy.
Could she explain what it is?
Sammy, explain red licorice and your existence.
Wait, we've already carted twice on this quest, haven't we?
Yes!
Cool.
One right after the other. Nope. Licorice! Normally when I fight against this thing, I start making sumo noises at it.
I've never watched sumo, so I don't
Licorice!
know.
Ha ha!
All I know is like E Honda from Street Fighter. I don't know if he's a particularly accurate representation of sumo. No! Oh god, I just wirebugged right into that. Save me. Save me. No, no.
Special sweets that are just cherry or strawberry flavored.
Okay, so
Sammy
then they're not
says.
licorice. Right? If they're cherry or strawberry flavored, they're not licorice. Right? I'm not crazy here, right?
I don't have a horse in this race, so...
Licorice is stuff that's flavored with licorice. It's not, you know, it doesn't refer to like a shape of candy. Ugh, even just like referring to it
Well,
as
that's
candy.
how the US treats it. There are two flavors for this one shape form.
But like, licorice can come in lots of shapes. Do you have licorice all sorts over there? Do you have licorice, do you have licorice torpedoes? Do you have blackjacks?
Not making the joke. Not making the joke.
Do you have, oh, what are they called?
Come on, give
I
me
cannot
red.
remember.
There we go.
This is going to really bother me. My first experience with licorice was with... I'm going to have to look it up after this hunt, because otherwise it's going to super bother me.
Yeah, Cal is saying US and England candies are not the same beasts.
Well, we've all learned something today, and it's that red licorice isn't a licorice.
See, it's funny because here in the US, they tend to consider people who like licorice, which does not include me, tend to view that as just licorice more often than not, it seems.
But it's not. Licorice is a thing. Is the flavor. Like, it comes from the licorice plant.
I guess it's not really fair to say it's the shape so much as the style and texture and the
concept.
way it's prepared.
You gotta come over to the UK sometime. Or, like, I'll send you a care package with tons of licorice. Oh, do you know who does really, like, the best licorice? The Dutch and the Scandinavians. Like, Finnish... I understand Finland's not part of Scandinavia. Don't at me, anyone. But, like, Swedish licorice and Finnish licorice and Danish licorice and Dutch licorice. That's, like, the good stuff. Like, you get the salted the salted salmiakki, saltilander, fluffles. She atted me. She's calling me out.
Oh, Kayla. You sassy bitch.
Yeah. So I'm gonna send you a care package sometime with lots of really good licorice in it. Because you might know that I used to work at a sweet shop. And like,
I do remember that, yes.
it was not a great job. but you know, it had its perks. And I liked standing next to the licorice shelf. And I was about the only person in the entire shop who worked there who liked licorice. But we didn't have any red licorice because that's not a thing.
We'd have to mediate between you and Sammy when this stream is over.
Chip. Come on, Chip. I mean, I guess I can eventually concede this point. I'll be upset about it, but in like a fun way. Like for the longest time, I was very much in the camp that, you know, for something to be tea, it had to be made with tea leaves. But now I'm sort of in the camp that, like, as long as it's a brewed beverage that can.
Holy crap! This thing.
Where are you taking it?
Where I can easily ram it into walls over and over. But that thing hauls, man. The Pteranodon freaking hauls. Every monster I've mounted today was slow as a slug, and that thing just
I like its little. It's got half crocodile, half duck beak. It's cute.
Yeah. Oh no. What's the name of that attack where it slaps? I know that's an exist. I know it's an extant sumo move. I just can't remember. Is it like cat scare or something?
Now, to me, a cat scare would be like a fake jump scare in a horror film. Like when you build up with the sort of the violins going, but then it's just like a cat falls out of a wardrobe or something.
That might still qualify as a jump scare, depending on.
Yeah, but it's like it's a jump scare, but it's like just for the element of surprise. Like it doesn't contribute to the actual horror of the scene. Is the thing. How do you think Pteranodon learned these techniques?
No. I think it mostly just knows them to go along with the whole Kappas love sumo thing.
Yeah, but like, it's not a kappa. It's an animal. It has an intelligence score of 2 or less. So, like, it doesn't seem like it'd be a very effective hunting technique. So why? Explain.
Man, I don't know.
Am I asking too many questions? Should I just like ignore all the inconsistencies?
No, it's fun to think about.
Why
It's
cat
just-
talk?
What?
Why cat talk?
That's a good question. Why have these felines, both the actual felines and the melinxes and the shakalakas alike, why have they evolved in such a way that they can need to communicate with humans? Have you seen a shakalaka?
I've seen a Gadjalaka.
Okay. Nah, it's a different thing.
Fluffles has successfully launched Rise for the first time.
Oh!
So what are Shakalakas?
They're mostly green-skinned, non-furry relatives of felines and melinxes.
Okay, they don't sound very feline at all.
Yeah,
Unless they're like Manx cats, I guess. Well, they don't have green skin.
They also exist in tribal societies for the most part, and wear masks and wield little spears and
Well, that's not too
Actually,
similar. It's not too far away from the Gadulakas or the oh, what are they called in Iceborne?
I don't recall, but I think Shakalakas might be a little closer to being kind of racist caricatures of like African tribes. Whoops! I did not mean to drink that mega potion. Which is a shame, because, you know, my first game, instead of having felines, you had a pair of Shakalakas named Cha-Cha and, oh crap, I forgot the second one's name.
Oh, is it Kumbaya?
Yes,
Cha-Cha.
Kayamba.
Cha-Cha and Kumbaya. Because they appear in either Generations
In
or
Generations, yeah.
And they give you some quests. Seems weird that, like, wasn't it, because it's felines for every single other game, like, from the very first Monster Hunter, right?
I don't know if they were in the first. I think that may have been something they introduced and didn't implement super well in the second generation. I can't say for certain, though. Because I saw a toy streamer, a toy YouTuber who does a lot of videos on like Transformers and stuff,
Yeah.
do a live stream of Frontier or Frontier Unite, one of those second generation games.
You mean Freedom. Frontier was the
yes,
MMO.
Freedom Unite.
Okay, carry on.
And the way that they implemented feline helpers in that seemed a lot more janky than in the fourth generation.
I mean, I was saying this earlier, but like I genuinely think that Generations Ultimate has the best implementation of the buddy system so far. I mean, it doesn't have dogs, doesn't have petable dogs, so, you know, it loses points there, but the fact that you could customize your basically Pokemon, you could swap their skills around, you could give them new skills, and they all had different stats and stuff. I thought that was really good. That was really good. And this game kind of has some of that, but oh no, your dog is drowning you. Your dog is waterboarding you. Tell me the name of your associates.
Yeah, there are a lot of customization options in this game, Fluffles.
Take ball.
I have earned a title, yay!
It's raining rather heavily here.
Yeah, it was supposed to start raining about 2.5 hours ago here, but if it has started, then I cannot hear it past my headphones.
Ooh, the Dango shop has been upgraded.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hang on. What are they called? Pontifract cakes. Do you have Pontifract cakes in the US?
I've never heard of that.
They're licorice. They're like soft, chewy licorice, and they're delicious. So yeah, I'm gonna put together like a licorice care package and send it over to you, and one for Sammy as well, because clearly she needs education.
Alright, see you around, Cal.
Tara,
I'm
Cal.
probably late on that.
Oh, I got some petalaces. Petalaces. Hamon. So we got armor spheres now.
Oh, hello. Take care.
Got more items. This guy's got a request. Raise a pal meet to level 5. We can do that.
I've
Oh, we've
already done it.
that.
Oh, it's you.
Oh, I did not mean to talk to Goka the Trusty. I meant to talk to Inukai. Of course, his name contains Inu.
That means dog, right?
Yes.
What does Kai mean?
There are a lot of things it could mean.
Fair enough. Oh, one thing I was going to say earlier, but I forgot. Hamon the blacksmith. That means ripple, and that refers to the distinctive pattern that occurs on the edges of Japanese swords.
Oh.
They imbue it with a wave. It's because of the way that the metal is folded and layered,
Mm.
and it's considered the mark of a good smith to be able to have a very nice wave on it. So, blacksmiths and hairdressers are the same.
Kind of.
Hey, yo, my favorite pupil.
Oh, switch
Let's
skills.
see what this switch skill I've got for insect glaive is. Slash thread extract loaded from leaping slash press A. Alright, let's try this Tetra Seal slash.
Welcome. Good luck out there.
Okay, so I've got Spilkbind Spinning Bludgeon and Dash Breaker. Rushing forward or...
The top option is always the default. The second option is always the alternative, I think.
So, what can I help you with?
Do you only ever get 2 for the for each weapon?
You get 3 for each weapon, but they're all for different skills. Or for different abilities. Like, there's always one that replaces a wire bug attack.
Okay. Whoa, the Tetranodon's...
Everything that's on
Talking about Metabots,
all the time.
Tetranodon armor looks kind of like a, That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember Toga being really fond of that set.
I guess I'll just go for, like, the highest defense for now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you kindly.
Alright. Shall we get on with 2-star quest? We've been live for, like, over 3 hours now. 3.5 when you're
Yes,
in,
we
presumably.
have.
Do you want to call it there? Or do you want to keep going?
Yeah, it would probably be a good idea to start wrapping up.
Well, we got to a reasonable stopping point. Alright, I'm going to switch
Yeah.
back to my just chatting screen. 1 sec.
Fair enough.
Just let me... There we go. Okay.
Hey, I can't hear the game when on this screen.
Alright, well, yeah, we'll call it there. Are you gonna continue after this, or are you gonna call it as well? You gonna do something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it for today.
Righto. Well, thank you everybody in both chats for joining us. I've had a lot of fun today. What about you, Diana?
Yeah, same.
Despite the rocky start?
Yeah.
There's always technical difficulties, isn't it? It's like, it wouldn't be a VTuber
Yeah.
collab unless it was a little bit scuffed, right? We got there
It
in the
wouldn't be
end.
one of my streams in general if it wasn't a bit scuffed.
We did alright. We should definitely continue. We should definitely do more Monster Hunter sometime.
That would be lovely.
Alright, well, we'll pencil it in for another time. For now, though, yeah, I'm gonna go and sleep because I'm a bit tired. So.
Oh right, it's getting close to midnight over there, isn't it?
It's 20 to 10. It's 9:40. I'm just a sleepy boy.
Aww.
But yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. It's been an absolute delight. Everybody in my chat, go and follow Diana. Everybody in Diana's chat, come and follow me. Early to rise, early to bed. Yeah. We'll continue this at some point. Diana, what's your schedule like for the rest of the week?
So I usually go every other day. So in 2 days, I've already forgotten what I'm gonna do. Oh, and I think I was gonna do more stories.
Okay.
Let me actually pull up my schedule. I switched to the wrong screen. No, I switched to the wrong input.
No. No.
I switched to VGA when my monitor doesn't have anything plugged in on VGA. There we go. HDMI 2.
Whoops.
Okay. Twitter. Profile. Right, yes. On Thursday, I was going to do some more actually relaxing visual novels.
Okay.
After Sammy had accidentally suggested a rather intense one last Thursday.
Yike.
That I don't blame you for, dear. And then on Saturday, I'm getting back into stories too again, and I was going to play some Berseria on Sunday, but then it came to my attention that a thing that Toga and I thought we were going to have to do last Sunday, we're going to have to do this Sunday instead, so nothing on Sunday this week.
Real life gets in the way.
Yep.
Well, yeah, so I'm planning on streaming tomorrow. I'll probably do some more Duolingo, learning Gaelic. Bimi Agionsaka Gaelic. So come and join me tomorrow, 6 p.m. BST. So I'll be doing some learning some Gaelic, and then I'll also probably read some stories, because that went down a treat last time. So if you're in the mood for hearing some Highland folk stories or spooky ghost stories, come and check me out tomorrow, 6 p.m. And then I would normally stream on Friday, but this week going out for dinner with the family, so no stream on Friday. So only 2 streams this week from me. But yeah, so thank you again, everybody, for stopping by. It's been a real delight, Diana. We'll definitely collab again in future, and
Absolutely.
I hope everyone has a really lovely evening. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time it may be, and yeah, just
and for me, my traditional bon lecture.
Sarah.